Today, we're going to talk about the number one quality that you have to have in order to succeed and compete in this rapidly changing landscape if you're going to be an aspiring young entrepreneur today. What's going on, y'all? My name is Seth with Renaissance Resurrection. One thing that I understood back in 2020 when I started my company after dropping out of school, which has now become a multi-million-dollar construction company, was that I had to be adaptable. Charles Darwin is famous for saying that the creature that fails to adapt will surely be left behind, and that has never been more true than it is today. In order to show you the importance of adaptability, I'll discuss a little bit about the journey that I went through in order to get to where I'm at in business. When I dropped out of college in 2020 at 19 years old and started my company, we worked with property management companies during COVID, and we would do all types of maintenance repairs for them. Whenever tenants would move out, we had to get the property ready for somebody else to move in. We'd go in there, we'd get it ready. Well, what happened during COVID? Everybody stopped paying their rent for the most part. And how do property management companies get paid? They get a piece of the rents of the properties that they manage. When people stopped paying their rents, that forced me to adapt, that forced me to improvise, that forced me to overcome. And so what did we do? Well, that's where I taught myself, and I purchased a course on Facebook ads and Instagram ads and just online ads in general. I decided to go from the property management model in 2020 after they started to struggle to more the direct-to-consumer model, generating my own leads in 2021 and 2022. When 2021 and 2022 came, inflation started to hit and the consumer started to become a little bit more stressed for cash. Well, what did I do to improvise and adapt and overcome at that point? Well, that's where we actually introduced financing at Allen Ridge. We actually introduced the ability for clients to be able to take out loans with us for construction and remodel projects so that they could afford to pay. Where the consumer started to become more stressed, we made cash more available to them. Then come 2023, 2024 time, the consumer started to become tapped out, interest rates remained high when we expected them to be cut. And so adapting and improvising again, we started to say the consumer's been crushed, the interest rates are high, people are hard to get approved on loans, where do we go now? We had to adapt again. 2023, 2024, Allen Ridge started to do a lot more insurance claim restorations. People didn't have money and they couldn't get approved for loans. Whenever something would happen, like let's say a house flooded or a property flooded or a tree fell on a warehouse or something like that, that's where Allen Ridge started to improvise and adapt in our market again and start helping people with their insurance companies to restore their properties. They had less cash and they couldn't get loans, but their insurance company could still pay for their repairs. Now here we are in 2024, it's August. Actually, today is September 1st, and the interest rates are supposed to be cut for the first time again since March of 2020 by the Federal Reserve. That means that the housing market's going to pick up again, buying and selling of homes is going to pick up again, and our overall volume related to people taking out loans and whatnot is going to pick up again. What you have to understand as a young entrepreneur is that there is economic cyclicality. That means that this economy goes through cycles that you have to learn how to operate in. Whether it goes up, whether it goes down, whether it goes sideways or not, you need to be able to identify in your industry where the money is and follow it in order to succeed over the long term. We did that in 2020 with the property management companies. We did that in 2021 and 2022 with getting people construction financing loans. We did that in 2023 and 2024 with learning how to do the insurance claim restoration. And here we are, full cycle, coming back to the interest rates coming back down again, meaning that people are going to get cheap debt and we're going to be able to finance people on larger volumes again. We've come full circle. But I have navigated this company over the last 4 or 5 years into a multi-million-dollar construction company by being able to adapt and follow the money where it was and when it was there. The only reason I was able to do that and my team was able to do that was by not panicking and by staying resolved and being willing to be adaptable and pay attention to what was happening that affected our market. There's no quality more important if you want to succeed in business today than to be adaptable. It was true in 2020 for me when I dropped out, and it's true again today. Now we have AI, we have VR, we have quantum computing that's going to hit. We haven't even begun to see the upheaval of US employment that's going to happen with all these evolutions that have come into play here in the recent past. The market is not what it was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 month ago, 6 months ago, and it's not going to be what it is today in 6 months, a year or two. You have to adapt and improvise and overcome. I make this content so that I can give value to other people and share my experience, and hopefully somebody finds it useful. If you're a young entrepreneur or an entrepreneur in general who's striving for something more, I hope that you found this useful. I ask that you subscribe to Renaissance Resurrection, come along for the journey. And if you want to learn more about business, finance, cybersecurity, life advice from somebody who's got similar ambitions and goals to you, subscribe to the channel, come along for the journey. And until next time, I'm out.